Hello, 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 hello. Here I am. Here I am. This is another episode of Philo. This is episode 5. Philo is a show that you guys tell me what to draw, and we continue on through that. And we have been continuing a story for a couple of weeks so far, the last 5 weeks. And I have a cat. So where we left off in our story was Bluto came home and discovered Otis cooking pasta and was like, what's going on? And then when he realized that Otis came from Philo cutting his fingers, he had this idea to chop him up. Hi, Chase. He had this feeling to chop him up. And then he ended up getting chopped up, and now he is amalgamating. I don't know what happens. What happens after this? And in fact, I shall even put what happens next. So the last thing was he amalgamated, and that's my sketch for it. I don't know. I think if he's amalgamating, maybe he doesn't put himself together right. Something like that. Oh, I see Robin finally made it in.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. My usual art style is something like this. This was a commission that I did earlier. Just a cool, like, jamming drawing show thingy. And so this is where we left off. So Bluto is amalgamating. What is he amalgamating himself into?
I thought he was becoming a whole bunch of like he was gonna become a whole bunch of Otises or something.
You think?
But like a million Bluto version of like the Bluto version of it.
For whatever reason, my Huyon thinks that it's pointed at the different screen. So give me a second. I gotta point it at the right screen.
All right, comfortable.
Okay. Yeah, and then I gotta turn this thing on. All right, there we are. Let's do this. So thank you for making it in.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So
and we got a cat. Yay!
Yeah. Oh. Also, I want to, before I continue on. Where is it? That is not it. Where is it? There is it. Okay. So this is my website. This is panel. You see here? And, yeah. And here, let me do it so it's like in the window, kind of framed. So this is my website, and you can see here's like a bunch of other artwork I've done, and old episodes of Philo are linked on here and stuff. And if you click on the archives, since the last time we've done this, I have included not just the episodes, links to the episodes, but also the pages. So it's not every panel. It's just the first 2 pages right now, because I'm doing a 9x9 grid, and we're not doing 9 panels every show. But I have the first pages of Philo, and then this is where Otis is cooking pasta, and then from there it goes on, but it wasn't a complete page. So as soon as I have a complete page each time, I'm gonna update it and stuff like that. And then, like I said, I have the episodes up, so if anyone's lost, they can always come to the website and be like, okay, what the hell's going on? And so that is
That's where I am. I'm lost because I thought Bluto was gonna be turning into a million Blutos.
I don't know. Like, let's see. So what happens next is he doesn't turn into a million Blutos. Then what does he turn into?
What happened at just before he got chopped up again?
Because
he came home.
He was going to chop Philo up. See, if I go here and I show you, see, last show, Philo's like, no, it's totally cool because we were gonna make pasta and then you chop off my fingers and it made Otis, right? And then
Yep.
here, let me do this. So let me take off the what happens thing. And then Bluto gets the idea to make more Philos. So he grabs a cleaver.
Right, and the dog attacks him.
Yeah, Otis and the dog come to the rescue, and then the dog attacks, and Bluto is attacked by Philo, watches, and then after the dust settles, there is a problem. So again, I'm going to duplicate this layer.
So how would he not die after being completely eviscerated?
I don't know. Maybe he's amazing.
Maybe he's a cartoon character.
It's a cartoon, so he is joining himself together. So I'm thinking,
one gigantic panel with like Bluto,
let's see.
and Otis, and they're just like.
Oh, it says one gigantic panel with Bluto and Otis, and end quote. Yes. I don't know. Let's try. Let's do this. All right. I'm thinking what we have. Let me pull up some Bluto images so I know what I'm looking for. Because it's kind of hard to draw characters that like you didn't invent. So, oh, they have like the 1970s version, you know, that like looks totally different than the rest.
A 70s version? Does he have a hairy chest? Is he wearing medallions?
No. In the 70s, they did Popeye cartoons that were on television.
Yeah.
And so it was a different model sheet than the model sheet that they had for the Fleischer cartoons. I prefer the Fleischer cartoons. I feel like it's more well-rounded.
Fleischer.
Yeah. Well,
their Superman stuff is like the best, I think. I love their version of Lois Lane.
Well,
it's just so stylish.
They did rotoscope, and they pioneered that type of filmmaking and that, you know, that tool set.
I secretly really love the He-Man rotoscoping. That's like my favorite thing when they're always running in He-Man.
Well, you know, in He-Man, they have like, you know, really shoddily animated stuff, and then out of nowhere, they'll have this beautiful rotoscoped image of him getting up. You know, their sequence. Yeah. Ian and I, we joke that there's Cis Man and his evil nemesis and Celator. Yeah. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do also for myself is
I feel like this should be like Bluto's benign twin brother. I was gonna say evil, but I think the other one is evil if he wanted to hack up to get more Philos.
Well, that's just it. Is like, you know, this is what's going on, right? So what I think is that he doesn't put himself together right. And so, you know, there's going to be like a leg up here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning.
Put an ear in the middle of his neck or something.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, here's his ear, and then we'll have like his hand coming out of his chest. We'll have like
you could put an eye like right at the top. Oh, I have my phone. Look, my finger. I'm like ET. You could put one of his eyes up by his hat.
Well, no, his head was separate from everything else, so his head is going to be like one piece, I think. But
all right,
yeah,
I have my first war wound from my butcher job.
Oh, what happened?
That's right there.
Oh,
I cut my finger. We sell kielbasa sausage in a giant coil, and so I was cutting it. And boy, those knives are sharp. And I guess my finger was in the way somehow. I don't know how I did that, but yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah, let's see.
When I was really young in my 20s, I worked at Milestones. And I got my finger got sliced in a slicer because it was open. when I was cleaning it. So
Yeah.
I'm very careful around the slicer, so I'm not going to get hurt that way at work.
So I think what happens next is
Yeah.
Pluto levels up. I don't know.
Turns
Levels
into
up.
a mecha Bluto. A mecha Bluto.
I don't know. Pluto levels up. He levels up. That's what happens. Because there's no one here to tell me not to.
Does that mean he gets like Saiyan hair?
No. You. If you were watching the show, Ian, you would know.
When he levels up.
I'm giving him a hard time for not watching the show.
Not knowing when he levels up.
I think spouses and partners get a get out of jail free card.
Do they?
Yeah, it's not mandatory that they participate in your art. It'd be nice. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
It'd be really wonderful. But at the same time, I'm sure he's heard you talk about it a lot. I mean, he's sitting right there listening to you talk right now. So.
This is true. This is not untrue. So yeah, let's see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do all that and use tools to my advantage because I can do that.
You're gonna what? Oh, use the tool to your advantage.
Yes, I have.
Wise lady.
I have toolkits that I can do. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and so
I'm going to artfully roll a joint. Because I can't artfully do anything.
Yeah, I smoked a little earlier, but I'm when I draw, I don't want to do that unless I take a break. So
no, that's smart. I mean, like, I don't do it when I'm driving. I don't do it at work. Kind of like, but I just had a really long shift and they're not fun. So I'm allowed. It's Saturday. Yeah. I'm working 19 days in a row. I'm in the middle of my 19 days in a row.
Ooh, 19 days in a row. That is kind of shitty. Yeah.
Tomorrow my shift is 4 to 7. It's like a 3-hour shift. I'm like, that's my day off.
Yeah, and you're just gonna kind of survive on that day, and just kind of heal.
Oh no, I gotta do stuff, man. There's chores to be done. This room of mine is getting messier and messier.
Yeah, I know. It's like they expect somebody else to do it for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have him do this. He's and then he doesn't have a top lip.
What happens if he levels up into the form of a drag queen?
I don't know. He could.
That would be kind of cool.
Why would he level up into a form of a drag queen after being cut up?
Well, because drag queens are amazing. They're full of art and whimsy and drama.
So, I would think that, like, I don't know, that would be something that he and Philo would share together. Wouldn't he?
Maybe, but maybe Philo knows nothing about it.
Would Pluto know anything about it? Because he's leveling up. What is he leveling up into?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's got to level up to something cool, like a drag queen.
Well, right now I'm drawing tentacles because that was what was kind of like.
He's leveling up to an octopus?
No, that's what was happening in the last panel.
Yeah, all his blood and guts everywhere.
Yeah, see, that's what was happening in the last panel, was that he was putting himself together. And so
blood and guts, blood and guts, blood and guts, blood and guts.
Yeah, let's see. And then we'll do this. We'll have like more tentacles just kind of coming out of him. Yeah, so he's leveling up into something.
So the last couple of days I had to take the bus home and I went by the used bookstore and I bought some used comic books.
This is okay.
This is the most comic books I've bought in like 2 years, I think. Because it's been forever since I bought comic books. But it's
Okay.
like when they're used, it's so much easier to justify getting them.
So
You know?
there's panel 1. And now we do panel 2.
Panel 2.
I mean, I guess one could use a few more tentacles.
I think you need some onomatopoeia in this panel.
You think I need some animata?
Onomata, like Shurzow.
That's animata. Or no, animata is the little like lines and stuff that you put around something like shh. Yeah. that's animata.
Onomatopoeia is the words of the sounds of is the sound effects.
Okay. So
I know this because that was the name of my radio show, the Onomatopoeia Show.
So how about
Well, he's leveling up. Shurzow.
no.
Oh, I better check my messages.
See?
Oh wait, I gotta abandon you for 5 minutes, okay?
Why?
My friend came. You know, your friend.
Okay.
The leafy friend that I can't keep waiting. But I'll be back in 5 minutes, I promise.
Okay. She says 5 minutes. We'll see. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll make it a little bit more legible. So it has some stuff around it. All right. There we go. Back to that. Panel 2. All right, and then we are going to turn this panel off. Duplicate layer. That goes in panel 2. And I ask, what happens next? So the last panel we had Bluto kind of evolving, I guess. And so he leveled up into a thing. I do not know what said thing is. Yes. So what is he going to level up into? Perhaps wait. He reaches enlightenment.
He becomes Pluto.
He reaches enlightenment. And so we're going to have him like this. And he was like an arm. There she is. Okay, now I can kick her out of here and bring her on over here. Hi, what's up? Ah! I just lost her again. You're black again, Robin. You were just there. I just saw you. Like, I don't know what happened. You were adjusting it and then you were gone.
Because I'm echoing.
Yeah.
I tried to get back on through my laptop. I'm still on through my phone. Now I'm still with my phone.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, do you know? So I went down and I got intercepted by my 2-year-old nephew, and he was all like, rah, 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 and I was like, hi, okay, I gotta go. I'm doing a live podcast. I love you. Bye. And he just had a meltdown. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, but I can't stay. I gotta go. Rah, rah, rah. I'll see you tomorrow. I promise.
Well, he's only 2. You know, he doesn't understand live action stuff. Let's see.
He'd probably love to come in and see.
Yeah.
He'd be like, what's going on? And then he would try to flip. He always loves, like, he grabs everyone's phones and he loves to flip screens. He's always like constant scrolling.
Yeah. Let's see. So we're just what I decided is that he reaches enlightenment because there was nobody to tell me not to in the comments.
He's yogic enlightenment.
Well, I'm
He's
I'm
a
having
yogi?
him.
Is he
No,
a yogi now?
I don't know if he's a yogi, but he's gonna have a third eye now,
Oh, chakras.
and he is not his normal self, I guess you could say, because he's in a new configuration.
Leveled up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
It's that kind of show. So yeah, so we're gonna have him like and then
I like the background, the explosion.
yeah, and we gotta have Philo. Philo's gonna be here to remind people it's his show. And then we're gonna have Otis. Right.
You know what's really cool about the people I order weed from? They give me stickers.
Aw.
Weed stickers.
Yeah, I used to work at a dispensary. It was a pretty good job. Aw, that's cool.
Yeah, I've got one of my bookcases is now has a growing giant wall of weed on it because I get so many of these. I love it.
All right, and then I'm also going to put in the background because I'm insane. Pasta.
In the brain. Insane in the brain.
Just a little bit.
Amber's insane. She's got no brain.
Sometimes. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have him like in awe, going, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing!"
I want to know what the dog is doing.
The dogs are here. I just haven't brought him in yet.
But I'm wondering what he's thinking. Philo's amazed. Otis is a zombie, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, should I? That's right. I should give him spiral eyes, huh?
And then the dog who just decimated Bluto is probably like losing his mind. He's like, I just tore this guy apart. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna have his ears up, and then here's his nose, and we'll give him little wrinkles on his nose. Yeah. Okay. So that's the dog, kinda.
It's Sunday nose.
All right, and then yeah, we're gonna do. Here's Bluto. Dun, dun, dun. Hello, how are you, Jeremy? Yes, now you can rein me in because for whatever reason, Bluto has become an enlightened being. After reconstituting himself into this new configuration. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that you're okay, Jeremy. Okay, so
I didn't see that Chase joined us.
Yeah. Yeah, Chase Bothamon was on a little earlier and said like the art. And so we spoke to him a little bit, but he didn't stick around for the actual drawing. A bit stressed with drinking tea to chill. I am drinking a Mike's Hard Lemonade myself.
I'm drinking a cherry Pepsi because I need the caffeine.
Oh, it's
because I've been up since like 7. What?
Oh, I'm just thinking it's late, but yeah, I suppose I'm the one that gave you the obligation. You know.
I don't mind. It's my Saturday, like whatever. Honestly, I like doing it. I don't feel bad. I really like doing this.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I need the caffeine. It's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I don't do myself any favors because I'm gonna smoke a joint soon. That's just gonna make me sleepy.
Yeah. Okay.
So okay. Let's be honest. I'm drinking the cherry Coke because I like cherry.
You're allowed. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna do. here's his other leg. And
Amber, can we talk about some comics or something? Because I got
Yeah.
so many comics I want to talk about.
talk to me. Talk to me. I'm just drawing. You know, I am
Have you seen this comic?
which one?
It's called
Ros-
Rosalie Lightning.
No, I haven't seen it yet. No,
It's-
you're the one that introduces me to new comics.
Okay, so there's this alternative comic power couple called Tom Hart and Leela Corman. You've probably seen.
Tom Hart came and spoke to MCAT.
Yeah, so you know these guys.
Yeah.
And I love Leela Corman's work. Like, I have at least 4 or 5 of her books. And she is so good. This comic is done by Tom. They're married, and it's about how their 2-year-old daughter died.
Oh no.
And it's about how they deal with the grief, and it's amazing. It's really an amazing book. That's breaking, but beautiful at the same time.
It sounds like it's right up there with Our Cancer Year by Harvey Pekar, because that one is really tough to read. You know, because he doesn't hold anything back.
No, he doesn't. Not. He's still his angry, feisty self, but he tells you all the warts and all the pustules.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the Tom Hart book, Rosalie Lightning. I mean, I'm lucky in that I've never had children, and that I'll never have to deal with that. But at the same time, I've taught children my whole life, so I know how awful that can be. And they always talk about how, like, even when you're an older person, like, if your child still dies when they're, like, in their 30s or 40s, it's still awful to outlive your kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's amazing that he sat down and did this. It makes sense. I mean, they're so comic oriented, both of them. Yeah. But at the same time, it's so soul rendering. Yeah. It's amazing that they let us into their life like that, because it's a beautiful comic.
It's probably cathartic for them to also tell the story.
Of course, yeah. And they'll never forget her. Like, all these little things they're remembering. It's how they remember her.
Yeah, you know, it's comics are a fantastic medium for telling emotional stories, and
I love them.
Yeah, that would probably be a hard book for me to read because my girl's 3 right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I don't know.
It'd be too close to home.
Yeah. Okay.
And I hear that.
So here we are. He reaches enlightenment, and we got to do our little staticky layer.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Okay.
Hey, Jeremy, what tea are you drinking? I would like to know.
I don't know if Jeremy's still there.
Jeremy spoke in class today. How often do you think he's heard that?
Lavender chamomile.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay.
That's probably really soothing.
So
I had my favorite Chinese milk tea yesterday. I haven't had that in a while. It was really good.
And then what we'll do is we'll do the same thing over him, right?
But with white, like you're doing now, like it's the opposite, like positive, negative, yin yang.
But like this, and then
I like this idea. I like using the white splatter instead of the black splatter.
Yeah, so then that way he's, you know.
Well, it's yin yang.
Yeah, so and that way I don't have to jump between a lot of pens, a lot of brushes. So he's like I don't know, like something like that. Let's do black again.
Don't you have to blacken that triangle under his arm?
Which one? This one?
T-shirt?
Yeah, I was thinking the leg, but yes, that looks better as a t-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah. But that's it. Everything else looks perfect.
Okay. And then what I will do too is I will go back into here, and then I will give him one little roundy, and just kind of like, it doesn't matter if it's over Otis. We'll make sure it's not over Philo.
Looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, so he is an enlightened being now. Jeremy, what happens next? Pluto became an enlightened being. Now what?
What's he gonna do with these new cosmic powers? Will he become a force of
in the
good?
background?
I think we've forgotten about the pasta.
No, I added the pasta. I did not forget.
No, but like our characters are not invested in the pasta anymore.
He becomes a puma and is given a goofy theme song. That apparently is the suggestion. So that's what we will
a challenging drawing for you.
I'm gonna do it.
The puma. I guess I'll come up with the goofy theme song.
The goofy theme song, yeah. It could be a Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference. That's okay. I'll allow it.
Is it?
I guess so. I don't remember that episode. But yeah, we'll do this, and then
Yuma from Yuma. He comes from La Luna.
Let's see. And
I just wrote a quarter of the theme song.
There we go. Copy and paste is my friend. Let's see. Bam. Go, and then we're just going to shrink that down just ever so slightly so we're not like running off the edge of the page. There we go. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Almost. Okay.
I would say you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's
almost business.
Amazing illusion of amazing.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, pretty much. I have imposter syndrome, something fierce some days. Let's see. Okay. So he becomes.
Well, the Bluto looks fine. So that don't listen to your imposter syndrome
song. Okay, so I know what I'm gonna do. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. I gotta find it. I gotta find reference photo. Once I find the reference photo, all will be amazing.
The Puma from Yuma gets his powers from La Luna.
Let's see.
Is that a goofy enough theme song?
I guess that's that. Let's see. I thought there was one that was a cat. Yes. Excellent. Okay. This is fantastic. This is great. I love this. All right. You don't.
None of us know what you're talking about.
I know, because it's going to be a surprise. Okay, so we're going to have Bluto down here. Okay. And we're going to have the Puma up here. And we're going to anamorph it. All right. So we're
like
going to have
Hepcat?
No, like Animorphs.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. So
nice.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what I was getting so excited about was
now I understand.
Yes. Okay. And so
like those preteen novels.
Oh, preteen novels. Let's see. To reference to the Puna Man episode, make it about him flying at a 360-degree angle, breaking the laws of physics. The Puma Bluto. I don't remember that episode. I should probably. Is that with Joel, or was that when Mike took over?
Was that the Puma Man episode?
Yeah, the Puma Man episode, he says.
Oh, yeah, that's the one when they were Spanish.
Was it a Spanish one?
Yeah, the one where it was made in Spanish, but of course it's dubbed American.
Let's see. Okay. And then I think he's still going to be wearing the hat. At the end of the Animorph.
It's his main identifier.
It's his main identifier. That way you still know it's Bluto.
That
right?
and his beard.
Yeah, and so we're gonna do this. Should he still have the beard then?
Well, it's hard to say because the puma doesn't have a beard. Puma is all beard.
Okay. Let's go back to my Bluto reference.
But you could give the puma those weird giant big lips he's got. You know, like the big mouth.
Yeah. Let's see.
So that it looks like Bluto's mouth, at least. You know.
So what we're gonna do first is do this. We're gonna draw his big lips, and his big beard.
Big lips.
Yeah.
And his big fangs. Because he's becoming a puma.
Yeah. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. But he still has a third eye, I think, here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A
So
puma
he's still
eye?
gonna have just like a regular eye, I think. And
What's his ears gonna look like?
let's do this. So I don't have to draw it in. I guess his ear grew in on the side again. Yes, we draw this.
You could have a tail in there somewhere. Wait, is the puma at the top?
Give me one quick second. I gotta.
Yeah, puma's at the top. Okay, I made this. I'm all backwards. Don't listen to me.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, excellent. And then we go back to here. There we go. All right, and so we have that, and then let's anamorph this.
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, so now we draw in the puma. So yeah, he's gonna be all like puma'd. It's pretty good puma.
Yeah.
For a quickie.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, and then we're gonna have him like that, and then it's gonna go nose, nose, nose. And it's gonna go mouth.
I love those teeth.
Yeah, mouth, and then just like a little Errol Flynn mustache. Mouth. Okay. And then up here. Okay, and then little mouth. All right. And then I. We'll actually give him pupils up here.
Ay.
And he still has a third eye. Because he's an enlightened being.
I feel like this is going to be your best panel yet.
Wait, you like this? You like him anamorphing?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And then again, he still has the hat. So yeah, we'll do this. All right. And then he still has the hat there. He still has the hat there. Still has the hat there. Okay, and then, yeah, we're gonna kind of do that and then give the illusion.
Makes me think of Aphex Twin, you know, with his smile always, and everybody has the same smile.
Yeah.
That weird Bluto smile.
Yeah, I'll do this there. There. Okay. So he's anamorphed. Anamorphed into a puma.
I think it looks excellent. If we can't entertain ourselves, who can we entertain?
So he's anamorphed into a puma. Jeremy says it's perfection and that he loves it. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Panel 4. What happens in panel 4? He's just morphed into a puma. I imagine having a puma in your living room, like pasta's the least of your worries at this point.
I think we see the dog slink away or scurry away in fear because it's a giant cat.
Oh, you think that the dog slinks away?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so let's get
With
rid
a
of
well
that.
placed yip. I'm out of here. This is above my pay grade for a dog.
The dog slinks away from the puma.
If you need a goofy theme song, I kind of wrote that stupid short one. I was still trying to come up with more rhymes.
Did the Animorphs have a theme song?
I don't know, but remember Jeremy said he should have a goofy theme song.
That's right.
So
Did I put that in the panel?
The puma from Yuma gets his powers from La Luna. And that's as far as I got. I was going to come up with more rhymes.
He becomes a puma and is given a goofy theme song. So, yeah. So you're right. He does deserve a goofy theme song. And then we are still going to do a layer of, I guess, Animorph power. You know. So it looks like, I don't know, he's transforming.
He's coming to save you sooner. There, I've written it. I better write it down so I don't forget it.
Let's see. So I imagine his goofy theme song is something like, it should have a 70s synth vibe. So, Puma Pluto.
Oh, you don't like my theme song that I just wrote?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out because he's Puma Pluto, right?
It's like Shaft.
Let's see.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
You know, it's Puma. Puma Pluto.
Okay, what were your lyrics to your theme song?
It's so dumb.
It's probably better than Puma Pluto.
The puma from Yuma gets his powers from La Luna. He's coming to save you sooner.
Let's see, all I remember is gonna save you sooner.
Okay, we'll just put that in. The puma from La Luna will save you sooner.
The puma from La Luna. Okay.
The other thing I did was I bought a bunch of boy comics.
Boy comics are allowed.
I don't have any blueberries, so I got a blueberry.
Ooh, you're talking about Mobius.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
yes.
That's cool.
Number 3. I haven't started reading it yet, but it looks great.
Mobius is awesome.
Of course. I read other books for him, but I just don't have any blueberries.
Yeah, I don't have any of his stuff. You have to have money to buy a lot of comics. And
you do. That's why I'm going to used bookstore and buying it for $5.
Woo! Okay.
Deal right here. $5.
So this one's going in here, and then we're gonna do this, and we are going to do. Oh, where was my brushies?
This was the other boy comic I got. This one was $15.
Nice.
It's one of those Prince Valiant hardcovers.
Oh, Prince Valiant?
Yeah, I don't have any of these either.
Oh,
it was originally like 45, $50 Canadian. I got it for 15.
Yeah, I am living vicariously through you slightly at this moment. So that's awesome.
Look at this art, Amber. Look.
All right. Nice. Yes, Prince Valiant is beautiful.
And Hal Foster's Canadian, you know. The artist is Canadian.
Alex Raymond's Flash Gordon is right up there with Hal Foster.
Awesome.
Yeah,
definitely.
Just super awesome art. Okay, so the dog slinks away from the puma. So we gotta have a dog slinky, right? So we gotta have like his tail's gonna be between his legs.
Exactly.
You know,
his head is pointed down. His eyes are like. I hope he doesn't notice me.
Yeah.
Swallow me in one gulp.
Let's see, and then I guess would be like that. Let's see, I remember Prince Valiant, or at least remember researching it. Yeah. Prince Valiant used to be in the newspaper. I mean, I think it's still in some newspapers. I don't know who's drawing it now, but I have no idea what's going on in the story of Prince Valiant.
Me either. This is like book 15, I think, or something.
Megatron.
But it's also a story told like 3 panels at a time.
Yeah. Sunday Giants. This is volume 7, 1949 to 1950.
Let's see. So yeah, we're gonna have the cat. All right.
Whoa, this sounds like a good one. I didn't even read the back. It says, shortly after his baby son Arn is christened, Prince Valiant, along with Sir Gawain, is sent to investigate reports of black magic in Wales, where the two find themselves in a pitched battle at Castle Ilwind. After a brief stint home to enjoy time with his young son, Val and his crew travel to Rome on a quest for teachers who could bring Christianity to Thule. The story climaxes in an escape through the Alps. That sounds pretty exciting. You know, I read this really amazing book that you should read if you like comic history.
Of course I do.
It's called Comics County. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's all about how, like, in the 50s and 60s and 70s, there was a part of New York State, just outside of New York City, where a ton of comic book artists all lived in the same neighborhood. And it was like the guy that Dick Brown, you know, the guy that did Hagar, and this guy Hal Foster who did Prince Valiant. And like it was just like a ton of these comic strip guys, and they all lived in the same area, and they would all just train into the city and drop off their pages and then go back out. Some of the stories are fascinating. So the guy that took over Prince Valiant, it was his son that wrote that book. And the guy that took over Prince Valiant is also was a model for a lot of Norman Rockwell's paintings. He was the red-headed teenager who became the red-headed young man who was originally red-headed boy in like almost all of Norman Rockwell's paintings. That guy went on to become the artist of Prince Valiant after Hal Foster retired. Or Foster, sorry.
I mean, stuff like that happens all the time. You know, gosh, I'm trying to think of her name. Oh gosh, my brain totally spazzed. It's Lee. It's not Peggy Lee. Gosh, I'm trying to remember her name.
For comics?
No, she was a photographer.
Oh, you're Lee. Her name. She do stuff with Helmut. No, not Helmut Newton.
But she was a photographer during World War II.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. I have a book about her. Miller. That's it. Miller. Yes. I have a book about her. John Updike wrote this crazy book called Nymphos and Other Maniacs. And he wrote a chapter on her because he was talking about how, like, it was almost like she needed the chaos of war to be happy. Like that was when she like excelled as an artist, like when she was doing photographs and writing about the war.
I think he was talking ill of her because they used to date.
John Updike and her?
Yeah, she got around.
I know she did, but that's not her.
She was a muse of Pablo Picasso. She was a muse of Dali. She was a muse of many artists of that early era prior to World War II. And so that era between like World War I, World War II, when a lot of people were fleeing like Europe from the fascism there in order to come to the United States, like, you know, she encountered a lot of these people, and she was a promiscuous one. But it's interesting because her connections to all these different people, a lot of people met through her, right? And again, we're talking like, you know, Dali was married to Gala. Like, they used to share lovers and stuff. Like, I don't think it was embarrassing for him to say, oh yes, you know, I've been with her too, you know? It's just yeah.
But
you know.
John Updike and her never dated. This was just like, he was talking about various women throughout history that became obsessed with certain things, and how she was obsessed with war and the feeling of being involved in it.
Updike, let's see, Lee Miller.
Oh yeah, she was a dyke, all right.
No. Let's see, White Like Me, Secret Philip. Miller's work. Relationship between him and Miller, also sympathetic secretary Edna, possibly modeled on Agnes Barley, Miller's much younger girlfriend at the time. So that is from the Arthur Miller Society, talking about a relationship that Arthur Miller had.
No, you're talking about Lee Miller and John Updike.
I know.
That has nothing to do with Arthur Miller.
No, it's stupid. Google got stupid.
Okay.
Did you hear about this?
Oh my God.
Did you hear about this? About like how Google's like search has scientifically been proven that it's like not as good as it used to be? Yeah, it's because of all the stuff. So I typed in John Updike, Lee Miller dating, and it brought up Arthur Miller's site instead. And it shouldn't have. So now I have to go minus Arthur. Arthur. Let's see. I don't know. I could have sworn that they dated, but I know that idea of her needing the chaos of the war, a lot of that was like propaganda that one of her exes put out there, because he, you know, he's like, oh yeah, she needs chaos, she's a drama queen kind of thing, because she rejected him. And I don't know if that's necessarily true. And so I don't know, I should get back to drawing. That's what I'm good at. I could be wrong, though.
So wrong.
It's happened before.
So wrong for you.
That's a very good slinking dog.
Is it?
Yes.
It's hard to draw a slinky dog.
No, well, you've got his angle perfect, the way he's looking back but still walking away as he slinks. Although I think the puma's tail should be straight up if he's gonna do something to the dog, right?
Yeah, but I should probably have, you know, a legitimate tail.
All right, and aren't those their tails aren't hairy? Their tails are like, yeah, like that.
Yeah, but they still puff up.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah, that's better. I like that better because I don't think it'd be so long. The hair.
Yeah.
Puma. You don't really see pumas a lot in the world.
Oh, there's a lot of them in California.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the mountain.
There's a lot of them here in Colorado. They're warmer weather cats. And so
are there pumas in Canada? Is that somebody wants to know? Oh, it's Canada's most largest and powerful wildcat. Oh, I don't see them that often. I think I've seen lynxes more in my life than I've ever seen cougars and pumas.
Lynxes are cool.
Yeah, they are. They're beautiful.
Yeah. No, I've seen pumas. There was out in California. There's a place called the Santa Rosa Plateau, which is a natural plateau that's been deemed a state park. And so, no building on it or anything like that. And you can go there, and there's these beautiful oak trees that are over 100 years old, and just it's really pretty. But there are coyotes, there are wildcats, there's pumas, there's mountain lions. Like I've seen a mountain lion, like with my eyes on the trail at the Santa Rosa Plateau.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with elephants.
I rode an elephant when I was a kid once, at the zoo. And I remember there was a kid in front of me that fell off of their elephant.
That's a big fall.
Yeah, and the elephant that it was, riding on went over and like cradled the kid until the handlers could get there. And they're all worried about the elephant stuff, but the elephant was just trying to make sure the kid was okay. At least that's what I saw. I could be wrong.
They're pretty sweet animals.
Well, they're very intelligent. And for the longest time, they tried to say that they had genetic memory, because they would know to go to a watering hole that they'd never been to, but their grandparents had been to. And the thing
is, there are graveyards?
Well, yeah, I think what it is it's that they have a language we don't understand, and they communicate these things to their younger generations. Hey, if the water ever gets low, go this direction because there's a watering hole over there.
But it's been proven that other animals have genetic memory, so why wouldn't elephants? Like, why don't you believe that?
Which animals have they proven genetic memory?
Killer whales? Orcas?
Well, also species that have language that's undecipherable at this time.
Yeah. So, and I think also gorillas.
Yeah. And again, this is a species that we've been able to teach our language, teach at least sign language. I think that a lot of what they have called genetic memory is actually animals being able to communicate these larger ideas to each other. Did you read my Facebook post about the crows?
No, but I can't now because I'm on my phone with this app. Oh wait, Facebook here. Let me look it up. I'll look it up.
No, it's a simple story. Basically, the other day I had cereal that I put out on the patio for the crows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm sorry, I realized I was on the wrong layer. Yeah, but I had cereal that I put out for the crows. And the cereal, there was a small murder of maybe about like 11 to 12 crows that flew in because they saw the cereal. They lined up single file and each took one piece of cereal at a time until they all got like 3 or 4 pieces and the pile was gone.
That's what pigeons are communists like that.
Yeah, it's, just brilliant that they were able to do that. Let's see. And then we're going to do this. And I guess
you've got 3 posts where the content is not allowed in Canada so far.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know what they are because it just says not available in Canada.
Oh, it says it should have a 70s synth vibe. I remember Prince Valiant, or at least remember researching it. There was an animated series that was produced by the Family Channel with Valiant voiced by Robbie Benson. Those were
that's cool.
Yes. So, yeah, I don't have any other posts after that, I think. Yeah, it was an adaptation. Let's see. I can probably also
I've seen some Star Wars, some Rick and Morty. Oh, it's a living single. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a great show. That was such a good show.
Let's see.
Different strokes.
My posts. Let's see.
Or not different strokes. Different world.
Let's see. It also featured James Avery, Tim Curry, the voice of Alfred from Batman, the animated series as Arthur, and Lauren Lester, etc. Interesting. Okay, so we have an enlightened puma, and the dog slinks away. Then what happens?
Well, what's the motivation of the puma? Now that Bluto's evolved into a puma, what does he want to do with his life? What's his main goal here?
We still have pasta. Like, are we ever going to get to the pasta?
No.
No? You're
not for a little while longer.
You're uninterested in pasta?
Well, the thing is, I don't know how to work it in. The dog is like beyond pasta right now. The pumas don't eat pasta. Otis is in another world, and Philo probably wondering what the heck happened to his boyfriend.
I just realized that Philo and Otis switch sides, but that's okay. Whatever.
They're allowed. They're clones. They probably have this power where they can zip back and forth.
They probably have lots of powers. So, okay, so what happens next? So, you're saying that we now have a puma.
What is the puma's motivation?
What is the puma's motivation? And the dog is...
Does he want to eat the dog? Does it want to escape? Does it still remember that it's Bluto, so it wants to stick around because it still cares for Philo? I
imagine that, like, because Bluto, like, reconstituted himself and became an enlightened being and then he anamorphed into a puma. And so I imagine he is his own spirit animal, maybe? Something like that?
You got me.
Okay, let's see. So I'm going to bring it back down to home. And I'm going to say the puma starts eating the pasta.
The puma in the pasta. The puma in the pasta.
Yeah, the puma is in the pasta. Okay, so we're going to go back here. We're going to turn this back on. And then this way I'll be able to make another page and put it up.
Did you hear that the Hugo Awards had a meltdown?
The Hugo Awards? The Science Fiction Award.
Apparently there's been some censorship scandal.
The Hugo Awards?
Yeah.
What? Come on, nerds aren't supposed to have censorship scandals. Why? Did somebody like, oh, you shouldn't have this book? Like, let's ban it or something?
I don't know. I'm going to start reading the article right now.
Yeah, that makes no sense. You shouldn't have a censorship scandal in frickin' Hugo Awards. That's where nerds go to read. Okay. So we got the two things of pasta right here.
This article says that the Hugo Awards is like if you took the National Book Awards, the Academy Awards, and San Diego Comic-Con and rolled it all into one.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to have him eating the pasta like this. And then...
this year's Hugo Awards was in the heart of China.
Let's see. Jeremy linked a link, and for Publishers Weekly, it looks like one of their authors were removed. Xiran J. Zhao. Rather, she was deemed ineligible, which sucks because she's awesome. Why was she deemed ineligible? Did she use AI? Because that's the only thing I could think of why she might have been deemed ineligible. And I'll have him going, no, that's my pasta. No, she's against AI. Okay.
Someone had stolen nominations from Neil Gaiman, R.F. Kuang, and Xiran J. Zhao, and Paul Weimer. All four of them had earned enough votes to be finalists, and therefore eventually winners, but for unknown reasons, someone had secretly marked their works as ineligible after the first rounds of voting.
Neil Gaiman is
Was one of them.
ineligible.
Well, that's what somebody secretly marked their works.
Why? Because they wanted their friend to win?
Let's find out.
Yeah.
It's a huge article. Right now, the dude's going into the history of the Hugo Awards.
Oh, I hate that. It's like, I know what the Hugo Awards are. Get to the scandal. You know, that's why I'm reading your article. I want to find out about the scandal.
Oh my god. Do you know that the alternative to Chengdu, China, which it was in this year, was Winnipeg? No wonder they chose China.
Hey, Winnipeg's a perfectly
I was
wonderful,
born in Winnipeg. I'm allowed to shoot it down.
perfectly wonderful Canadian.
No, it's not. It's the fucking armpit of Canada. It's awful.
Really? I lived in Regina, Saskatchewan. Regina,
Regina's up there. Regina's up there. It's about as cold as Regina, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, you know, Regina
and in the summer, Regina had black flies. We just had awful mosquitoes. A ton. In Winnipeg, when you listen to the radio in the summer, they have a mosquito zapper and they do the traffic report and then they count how many dead mosquitoes are in the zapper.
Of course they do. Yeah, after the traffic report, just in that time.
Yeah. It's like, because they're giving you a report, like the amount of mosquito kind of day that you're in for.
Ugh.
This is how dense the mosquito swarms are if you go outside.
So it's like an air quality warning, but for mosquitoes. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So we're having, here's the other pasta. I'll do this. We're going to have him go.
Okay, so part of the scandal is the fact that it is in Chengdu, China, because it seems like it was a vote between Winnipeg and Chengdu. And of course, it seems like a lot of the votes were bought or inflated for China. So a bunch of writers, including the woman that created Miss Marvel, one of my favorite comics and TV series, G. Willow Wilson, a bunch of them signed an open letter in protest because also China, in violation of serious human rights, like what they're doing to the Uyghurs, and their LGBTQ content, they censor that stuff like crazy.
Yeah.
They were protesting it.
Let's see. Okay. Duplicate layer. This one goes right here. And
did you know this? That anyone can vote for the Hugos. All you have to do is purchase a supporting membership in the World Science Fiction Society.
But how much is that?
I don't know, but I'm just saying anyone can buy that.
Yeah. So, interesting. Okay, so what happens next is we had the puma eating the pasta.
I love that pose. I can't wait till you fill it in.
I did fill it in. Well, you
were. Oh, sorry. I just saw the thumbnail. There it is. All right, cool.
Yeah, there it is. So what happens next?
He's eating the pasta. Is Philo really that upset? I mean, that pasta has seen a lot of dirty floor and dog slobber. He's reaching out like he's upset about it, but I don't think he would be.
But Otis, part of him slaved over it.
So that's Otis reaching out to the puma to stop him from eating the pasta?
Should it be Otis?
I don't know. Ooh, my battery. I better plug me in.
Let's see. Let's see what happens next is
it would make sense if it was Otis, because Otis wouldn't realize that it matters that it's all dirty and covered in dog slobber.
Well, I guess Otis wasn't there for the dog slobbery bit, you know, or you know, he wasn't there for.
Honestly, who's the idiot that's trying to stop a puma from eating? Can we talk about that? Not a good decision. Didn't he already go through a decapitation already? He's asking for another one.
No, he wasn't decapitated. He lost his fingers.
Okay, I'm still saying that the puma's gonna just like destroy him, and maybe it's not such a good idea to try to stop a cat when it's eating.
Well, okay, that's a pretty valid reason. So the cat attacks.
No more attacking. We need something else to happen besides all this attacking.
Okay.
Every second beat is an attack.
Okay, so then what happens?
The puma is eating. I think it would be funny if they called animal control to get the puma, even though they know that Bluto is the puma, and then Bluto's got to get out of the pound. That would be funny. Although actually, that's an idea stolen from What We Do in the Shadows. That's totally stolen. I should not use that idea because I just thought of it now. It's like, oh, they did that in What They Do in the Shadows. That was funny.
And Otis try to save the pasta.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I didn't say it was a good idea, but it certainly sets up an interesting next panel, doesn't it?
Well, just the puma's gonna freak out.
Yeah, exactly. Like
more blood and gut.
It might lead to an attack. It may not, you know? We'll see. I wish more people were active. Jeremy, be active. You know, so yes.
Okay, the other part of the scandal is that apparently they share the statistics on who like won and by how many votes and stuff. But this year they shared it really late.
Mm-hmm.
And this year most people were expecting one of the authors, Kwang, to win, and were stunned that she didn't.
Oh, you're just brainstorming a comic story. I don't know. There's been a lot of kowtowing in media to China, though. You know, like movies will have characters added just to appeal to the Chinese market because it's so big right now. And then they'll have whole scenes and stuff that are added to the Chinese markets, but not to the American and European markets. And so there'll be whole sections of movies that it's like, what's going on here? Because the rest of the movie is in the Chinese market. You know, and yeah, it's interesting.
When I lived there, I got to watch all the Marvel superhero movies in English, and let me tell you, the theaters were full, and it was like 50 to 100 to like 200 people in all the theaters I went to. It was a lot of people in that room.
Jeremy says, surprisingly, No Way Home was banned from China due to its final battle at the Statue of Liberty. Why? They didn't like the Statue of Liberty? They didn't like the Statue of Liberty?
I know they don't like it when you make them look bad. There was, I think, Mystique attacks the South Asian military guy in one of the new X-Men movies, and that got censored over there. They cut it out.
Yeah, they do stuff like that all the time. There was a Marvel movie that had a Chinese character that was like a scientist that, again, over in the Chinese market, had whole scenes, like a whole subplot, and then in the American and the European market, there wasn't anything. I'm trying to remember which movie it was. Let's see.
So the other thing they're talking about with this Hugo Award scandal is that it looks like they overrode what the voters voted for. And didn't explain why.
Yeah. I don't know. There must be a lot of money involved.
And then Gaiman actually went to that guy, McCarty. He's like the head of the Hugo Awards. His Facebook and wrote, is there anyone who could actually explain why Sandman episode 6 was ineligible?
Yeah, ineligible, yeah. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, it's, you know, the Hugo Awards originally started out as a bunch of science fiction authors going, man, there needs to be an award for books this good, talking about Alfred Bester's The Demolished Man. And they were almost angry about it. And then they made the Hugo Award. They gave it to him, hoping that he would stop writing because he received an award now. And instead, it encouraged him to write something like 9 more books. Yeah. He didn't get the award again after that, though.
Mm.
Let's see.
So these are the two theories. Either the awards committee miscounted the early round votes, and that's why some of the books were ineligible, and realized their mistake too late, or the ineligible writers were censored under pressure from the Chinese Communist Party because the Hugo Awards were in Chengdu.
I would have to say they're probably censored because of the Communist Party. They're a very strong party, and they do things like they will establish offices in other nations to track former Chinese citizens, right? And people talking about China and stuff like that, and then go and have conversations with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like, imagine you're Germany, and like China is operating an office of its government that's not an embassy, kind of in your country, and then going rounding up citizens and shipping them back to China, and there's nothing you can do about it because they're saying, oh, it's sovereign citizens, and then they're using like diplomatic immunity and stuff like they're diplomats, but they're not diplomats, they're businessmen. It's interesting. Yeah, they're there's a reason why China's been around for thousands of years. They know how to play the game. Let's see. You're still reading about the Hugo Awards?
Yeah. The guy that was in charge resigned.
That was in charge of
he couldn't explain at all why those writers were considered ineligible. But the article points out that all 4 writers were either gay or pro-LGBTQ or had said negative things about the Chinese government.
Well, I know that Neil Gaiman has.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I would probably be one of those that they're like, oh, ineligible. Yeah. Let's see. The government sanctioned Marvel Studios to relocate the final battle to another location. They said no, and the film was banned. Yeah, the statue. The statue was featured in protests at one of the resistance protests, which featured the Statue of Liberty. I remember Carol Spinney shared his experience filming Big Bird in China, and how him and his wife and the SS team were almost not allowed to see one of their co-stars who were of Chinese descent in the special.
Yeah, I saw that documentary. It was really good. They, in fact, wrote her letters as she got older, and she wrote them letters, but the government kept them all. And then in the documentary, they brought them together. Like, this was, like, I guess, in the mid-2000s, like 2000, I don't know what year it was, like 2008 maybe. But anyways, They brought them together for the first time since they had seen them in her in China. And she explained, she was like, I wrote you letters, you never wrote me back. And they were like, we wrote you letters. And they were like, everyone was crying. Yeah. It was a really good documentary, that Carol Spinney one.
Yeah, it's, I mean, again, China has a very clear colonial mentality. Everything is for the greatness of China. And like the individual in China is there for the greatness of China. And so the People's Republic is really behind that idea of like China is the best. And that's anybody who disagrees with that, again, they want to have a conversation with. Let's see. Okay. We got 9 minutes and we have a puma and 2 guys attacking him. So what happens now? And I still got to give the puma his third eye.
Do we have like Bluto astral projecting above the puma, seeing the situation he's got himself into?
Let's see. I'm trying to find my cat. Where's my... He's kind of there. You can kind of see him. See if I can wake him up. Yeah.
This year's Hugo Awards are going to be in Glasgow.
Next year?
No, like the 2024 ones.
Okay.
This year.
All right. Let's see. Panel 7. So we are going to duplicate this layer. Excellent. That goes in panel 7. And then we make a new layer. And that is panel 7. All right. So, bam. Then what happens? So we got 2 people attacking a puma that used to be blue. I remember. Let's see. I think the protest took place in the 80s or 90s. It was in the mid 2010s. My mom thinks communism kept them separated, but I had to explain to her there was more to it than that. As Amber explained, the government had a colonialist mindset. And then there's a helicopter chase. No, I'm not doing a helicopter chase. Helicopters are hard to draw. No, it has to be linked to the story, right? We have pasta. We have people being chopped apart. We have enlightened beings, and they anamorph into pumas for some reason, and then there's pasta.
Maybe well. Otis should anamorph into something.
You think Otis should anamorph, and then there's a battle? There's a giant space sphere that enlightens Puma Bluto. You mean like the green sphere that's in the heavy metal movie? That like, you know, goes in everybody's story, and that's like the one continuous thing that they have throughout all those weird stories. Like, do you remember that in the heavy metal movie? Yes. Good. It's not just me. I wasn't just hallucinating it.
No, you weren't hallucinating.
Possibly. More like the ship in Puma Man movie and Mystery Science Theater 3000. I saw that movie. The Puma Man movie. I think I've seen the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So what happens? I imagine that they would all get into a fight because the puma, like they're fighting a puma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's chaos.
A ton of chaos. All
there's
the chaos.
Yes, there is chaos. That is what I will give myself as a prompt. And then, because, you know, helicopter chase can be involved in that. Yeah, so we're gonna do one of these, like, I don't know, fighty clouds.
Oh, we got the cat's face. Look at that.
Yeah.
Good cat cam angle.
Yeah, here. Let me yeah, I'll leave him right there. He's being a good boy. Hey. There you go.
Well, that hour and a half went fast.
Yeah. That's good though, right? That we're not just like, oh my gosh, it's just dragging by.
Yeah, exactly. No drag. No drag.
And 7 panels so far today. Because I didn't spend most of the time, you know, going over everything. Okay. So
I think it should say there is absolute chaos.
There's absolute chaos?
Mm-hmm.
Absolute. All right.
This is a weird question. I think you know this, right? But I'm not sure if you remembered, but you know I lived in China for 3 years, right?
Yeah, I know that. You told me
Okay.
that.
Okay. I was just like, wasn't sure because I was like, wasn't sure. Sorry. Dumb question.
We talked about that when you were a guest on the Earth Space podcast. I just
That's
realized we lost our cat. So
Aw,
I'm off the
you
cat.
had that excellent angle for 2 seconds.
I had the what?
The excellent angle for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Let's see. We're gonna.
Do you want to know one of my favorite things that I did out there that I have never done before and I'll probably never do again?
Opium?
No, I did that actually in Vancouver.
Okay.
No, I used to, whenever I needed to get anywhere, I would take a motorcycle taxi.
Oh, that's
and it
cool.
was so much fun. And I had like a whole system, and they recognized me at one of the metro stations. They called me by my street name, which was Huame. They're like, Huame, Huame. And I was like the only white woman who would ride their motorcycles. They thought I was such a crazy novelty. And it was great because if I was running late, they would just get up on the sidewalks. They did not give a shit. And we'd be just twirling along on the sidewalk and there's tons of traffic everywhere. We'd be going between everybody, and I always got everywhere I went on time.
That sounds awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I miss it.
You know, there's different periods of your life that you go through, and you know, it's that time when, right? So that was the time when you lived in China.
Yeah.
Right? And there's going to be other times that are good times wins, and then there's going to be times that are bad times wins.
Valid.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. We're going to do this. We're going to do this.
The other thing I bought a couple of Catwoman comics, surprisingly. Some of them were pretty cheesy. You as an artist would crack up over this Gilliam Marsh one. Gilliam March. Some of the angles he's got her in is just so silly.
I'm looking for a really, really streaky brush.
But then this one was pretty cool. Joelle Jones is not a bad artist. I really liked how she drew Catwoman.
I don't like that.
It's too dark.
That's not what I wanted.
I liked the brush look of it. I just didn't like how black it was. Maybe you could make it more lighter. Like super gray.
No, I'll just change my brush.
That's too bad because I did like how it looked.
Yeah, I know.
Black.
That's okay. It was too black. And this one goes really thick, really quick.
Yeah, it does. I like the top right-hand corner ones where it looks like 2 lines and 2 lines.
Mm-hmm.
I guess kind of like Wolverine claws or something.
Yeah.
So that one looks good. Those 2 look pretty good.
There we go. We'll do this.
Did you watch the Sandman TV series?
I have not had a chance to. It's kind of hard to catch up on all the media when you got a 2-year-old. When you got a 3-year-old.
Oh, I know.
You know?
I mean, I don't have one, but I know what you mean.
Up with the comic storyline for the new series. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome, Jeremy. That's cool. Let's see. Okay, and then we're gonna do this and do that, and then let's do this. Let's make this Otis's leg. For some reason, that's Otis's leg. And then I think that's a good stopping point.
I like that the cat looks like it's having way too much fun.
Yeah. I feel like let's get like hands, and then here's the tail, and it's just like chaos.
And you're right. This is a good time to stop it.
Okay, yeah. So we'll do that. We're right at 8:30 my time, which should be 10:30 your time.
Yep.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. And we're at a good stopping point for Philo for today. So just reviewing where we've gone, where we were. We started out with Bluto levels up. This is from the last panel where he's doing that, and so he levels up, and he reaches enlightenment, and then the Puma from La Luna is going to save Yasuna. He becomes a Puma and is given a goofy theme song. The dog slinks away from the Puma, and then there's the Puma after his transformation, and then the Puma starts eating the pasta. And then Philo and Otis try to save the pasta, and then there's absolute chaos. So that's where we went today. So thank you everyone for joining us. I'm gonna turn this off. Say goodnight, Robin. Good night, Robin.
Good night, Robin.
Okay, and then let's put up our picture here, and then I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, thanks. Bye.